So your referee in charge, Glebiev. For this lightweight contest, Darren Hollywood Smith in the blue corner, Gleidson PoneY in the red. They touch him up, we are off. Second fight here at ACB 72 in Montreal. Me, Brian Lacey, alongside Frank Mir, lucky enough to call the action once again.
And there you see the movement of Gleidson PoneY. I'm going to go with Gleidson for the time, make this quicker. He's moving well. You see his motion. It shows that he trains in boxing. But the thing I love about watching him fight is that he's not trying to prove a point. And you see that a lot of times in MMA where guys want to go, well, I'm more than a stand-up guy, or I'm more than just a ground guy.
Yes.
And we step outside of our element to prove something to somebody. I have no idea what we're doing. But here you see that he's using a stand-up, but he's going to, when the opportunity arises, bring this into his world and use his jiu-jitsu, which is where he is the most skilled at.
You can see the power, though, of Darren Smith as well. That leg kick alone. Very stocky, well-built fighter.
And he's smart about how he uses his energy. Here's an individual that knows his body. Darren Smith, you can see he's a powerful, explosive athlete. And if he were to sit there and be tense, see how relaxed he is? That allows him to utilize that explosiveness and strength. The fact that he has a lot of fast twitch fibers in his muscles, if he were to be tense and explosive, he's going to be like a Shannon Briggs. He'll be very good for the short distance.
Oh, that's the hurt PoneY there. He walked in on that. He's still stumbling, his legs are under him.
Shows you the kind of velocity he has on that left hook.
That was as he was coming forward as well, so PoneY's added to that velocity with his momentum.
Very dangerous. The man's moving forward. Not only is it his hand moving, but it's his body weight now behind it. And you see how relaxed he is, and he's firing off those shots. He didn't bite down on his mouthpiece and throw everything he had behind that. He threw it efficiently and loose, and you can see the damage it caused on Gleidson.
Gleidson got caught again there. Oh, these hooks.
He's so effortless with that left hook. He just throws it right over there, over the hand. He's catching it right there on the chin or even by the ear, which we've talked about earlier. I think hitting people behind the ear is the most dangerous area. Forget the chin. You have to spin the head to cause a concussion.
Faked for the body kick there and then again caught him on the side of the head. But you're absolutely right. You knocked that equilibrium up.
The inner ear on that ear. Anybody knows if you've been there. I've been there. Mark Hunt, thank you. When you caught me on the ear, you're conscious, but you can't. Your legs completely buckle. It's like you have the worst hangover of your life. You can't stand up. Fight's over.
Now Gleidson looking to clinch here. Certainly. Oh, he's dropped it down. Look at this.
Flying triangle. He's controlling the head. The
arm's still in there for Darren Smith. He needs to push that through.
And he needs to get his head up. The most dangerous aspect is if someone controls your head. Now his head's up.
There you go.
But look how high level Gleidson is. He understands that he has to control that head down. And back and forth, Darren Smith got his head up.
But how dangerous a shot is that across the bow of Darren Smith from Gleidson there? Just standing, locked up something, and then dropped it into the triangle. That's beautiful jiu-jitsu.
When you're great at submissions, it's the equivalent of being great at knockouts. You are never out of a fight. At any moment, you can put someone to sleep, or you can break a bone, and that is always something that has to be in the back of your opponent's mind, and it should be the back of Darren Smith's mind right now, is that at any moment, Gleidson PoneY can take him down or throw any kind of submission from there, and it could end the fight.
Ducks under for that. The other thing as well there, when Gleidson did that, he put Darren out of his element, which is stand-up, and when he stood up, you could see there's panic on him. He was breathing much heavier, even just breaking free from that triangle. Well, that's going to wear down the gas tank of Smith.
It does. When guys have a certain, that's one thing I've always told all guys when they're up and coming. Hey, what does your opponent like to do? Well, he likes this. Well, guess what? He probably does that a lot in the gym, and his muscles will be accustomed to that type of fighting. If you're, if you're fighting Andre Arlovsky, guess what? He hates to wrestle. Wrestle with him for a few minutes. He's not going to like that. His muscles are not going to be accustomed to it. But if you fight somebody in their element, you fight a Daniel Cormier and go, hey, I'm going to wrestle with him. Like, well, guess what? He likes wrestling.
Good luck.
And he can wrestle all day long.
Yes.
You better John Jones him and take him out of that element.
Yeah.
Take him into the striking range where his muscles are not quite as accustomed. And that's what you're pointing out there right now.
Oh, that's a beautiful uppercut from Smith. Now he's caught him again.
Look at that right hand. Three of them right now landed.
Just 20 seconds left in this round as well. Look at this combination. He's finished him.
He's right there.
This could be it. Gleidson surviving somehow.
He's showing just enough defense. But, I mean, it's right on the paper's end. Wow.
Oh, he survives the end of that round. Darren Smith put an exclamation mark on that round, all set off by that short uppercut followed by those big hooks over the top.
But you know, again, what's so impressive about Darren Smith, I mean, look, I'm adding to what he just did was impressive. He didn't really throw everything behind every punch. He's throwing his momentum. He's throwing loose, sharp, snappy shots.
Let's have a look back at this action. This is the uppercut. Oh, this is the triangle.
Standing, the flying triangle from there. Very good awareness from Darren Smith to keep his head up. And on the inside, on the other side, Gleidson also understanding to control the head down. That's really a battle of the head and shoulder. Look at that sharp uppercut.
Oh.
But look at his body composure. As he's throwing these punches, he's not killing himself. He's not throwing everything behind it, which robs you of your anaerobic capacity. And it also throws you off balance. These shots are damaging.
Oh, and that left hook as well.
Oh, I mean,
again.
Had the referee jumped in at that moment, it wouldn't be a strong argument that it was a bad stoppage. I mean, it's right there. That was completely a very close, could have gone either way. I can't win an argument on either side on whether that could have been stopped.
So we're set for round number 2 here. Let's find out if Gleidson Kutis has recovered. Darren Smith in the blue corner, Gleidson in the red.
Man, Gleidson, without throwing his whole body blatantly behind it, really generates a lot of power.
Smith, yeah.
I'm sorry, yes, Darren Smith. There, you've seen how much on the opposite side, Gleidson right there did throw a super hard left hook. He put everything behind it, and he was off balance.
Still probably recovering from those shots. He ate 4 or 5 clean shots, the uppercuts, the hooks towards the end of that round.
No, this is going to be a great testament to his ability to recover why he's hurt. You could see right now how he's moving. He's not 100%. His body, his equilibrium is still, he's still coming back.
That was nicely timed, that under there, but great awareness from Smith again.
Great wizard. He sprawled away from the shot. He really was committed to that forward motion with his hand attack.
Gleidson calling him in on the ground. He's not going to get it that easy, is he?
No, I mean, that's us jiu-jitsu guys. But most individuals now realize it's probably not the best idea to jump in. And why? Darren Smith is having his way here on his feet. Why would he want to go there without having to make Gleidson work for it?
Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds should it go the distance. But if Darren Smith can get another combination off like that, he might have something to say about how far this fight goes. But Gleidson's got his feet back under him now, moving.
He's about 90% is what I would say.
Again, swinging with everything he's got, trying to counter Darren Smith. And that sometimes comes from being rocked. You want to make them pay as well. You want to make them respect your power.
Well, and also, too, there's an emotional aspect to it. There's, I mean, come on. We're all competitive athletes here. There's that tit for tat, like, oh, you landed a shot on me. You'll be surprised how much, nice combo there, how often you see it in MMA, even at the highest level, the guy lands a leg kick real hard. Do you know what ends up happening? The other guy throws a leg kick. There's that, oh, you got me, I'm going to get you back.
1 for 1, an eye for an eye.
Yes. And we're talking an Anderson Silva level guy. I mean, I'm not saying this is an amateur side. Even the highest level guys, there's that competitive, oh, you got me, I'm going to get you back.
Isn't it? Absolutely.
We're not even thinking about winning right now. I'm thinking about getting back what you got on me.
2 minutes, 35 seconds left in this second round. A more measured round by Gleidson. Really?
Well, he's having to respect the power of Darren Smith, which until you feel, he probably didn't understand because it doesn't look like he's throwing super hard.
Well, he's saying that's low. The referee hasn't stopped it. It's not for the fighter to jump it, defend yourself at all times.
No, and that was actually kind of scary. The fact the referee jumped in halfway to evaluate. As a fighter, you need to constantly. Oh, beautiful double.
Takedown.
Right behind the hamstrings, transition to the back. Darren Smith doing a good job of defending it. He's attacking that Kimura, which I don't think is a good idea. He's going to fight jiu-jitsu with jiu-jitsu. He's going to put himself in a jiu-jitsu position. See?
And there we go.
And now you see the black belt stepping over the leg. The submission's pretty much dead now. Maybe not.
Oh, wow, there we go. The cage helping him out a little bit there, but look, there we go.
But again, all this is happening. Now he's in the front headlock. He's switching over, body lock. Sometimes it's like if you fight a really good boxer, you know the worst thing you can do to him? Box with him.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in that range. whenever I fight somebody, they're like, oh, you know, he's trained jiu-jitsu. I'm like, really? So he's going to try to jiu-jitsu with me? He's going to stay in that range? That's okay.
Pick your poison. Pick your poison.
The best thing at that point would have been for Darren, and he survived from it, was to not even try to do jiu-jitsu with Gleidson.
Oh, Gleidson growing in confidence, though, even. Oh, nice jump over there. That was beautiful.
Right hand, left hook. He's landed a couple shots here.
And again, making maybe Darren Smith grapple, or Darren Smith choosing to grapple, maybe burning more energy than he was expecting.
Oh, nice arm throw. That only works, though, bad timing on his part. That throw could work in MMA. It works really good in jiu-jitsu and judo with the gi.
Yeah.
But it only really works well had Darren been pushing in, so his momentum was going forward.
Just 35 seconds left in this second round.
Nice slip left hook.
I have to say, Gleidison's done very well to come back into that after that first round, well, the end of the first round, beating in particular.
And even the beginning of the second round, he actually looks the more conditioned of the two athletes right now as far as, yes, Darren, for as efficient of a fighter he is on his feet, look at his motion, his foot, he's now more flat-footed.
Yeah.
His muscles, there's no free lunch. Whatever you're good at, the more you go in one direction, the more you take away from another area. So the fact that he is such an explosive athlete takes away from some of the endurance. It's not a lack of conditioning. It's not from effort on his part. It's just that that's how he's built, and he's doing the best he can with that type of build.
So we will see a third round here at ACB 72.
Relax your heart.
Much more of a measured performance there from Gleidson, and possibly
Relax.
took that round
You're
as
doing
well.
a great game plan. Just watch.
I don't know. Maybe.
He's trying to do that over.
It seemed like, if I remember going back through it, it seemed like Darren Smith still controlled the round in the beginning, landed some shots, and shook him.
We should also let people know here in Montreal they use the old school rule set and judging criteria. So when you're talking about the modern 2017 rules, effective damage being one of the main scoring points, that's not here. So
that is so frustrating as a fighter. That we're finding this out. We're all finding this out in the rules meeting. Like, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we have clarification. Tonight, you will not see people at home, any of the fighters, even from the standing position, throw a foot stomp. Because for whatever reason here in Canada, they are very concerned with that.
In Montreal, they don't like the foot stomp. But
yeah, they made a big deal of it in the rules meeting. Which, whether the foot stomps, wow, really close kick there.
Close there from Gleidson Goutis.
But anytime you're changing things that in a fight, as a fighter, we have to make those mental adjustments. And then as you're thinking, that's a different part of your brain than when you're fighting and reacting. And it slows you down.
Also, you have to make those adjustments with the scoring as well, because now it's not so decisive as if you cause a lot of damage. You can get more 10-8 rounds now with the 2017 rule set. Now this could be one round each. That first round beating that Darren Smith put on Gleidson, that might just be a 10-9.
Since we've implemented the new rule system, I understand the judges, and I very rarely disagree with the decisions that are coming out. The old rule system, which we're using now, it's up in the air, because it's like, well, effective damage, well, no, he landed more shots. Well, wait a minute, landing more shots matters more than hitting hard, which is why I love the new rule system, especially after John McCarthy and Herb Dean sit there and explain it to us. It's like, look, I don't care how many shots you land. If I'm racking your head back and I'm causing damage, that's winning the round. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That makes sense. Who cares who's marching forward? This whole ring control aspect, which is going to be taken into account for tonight, what does that mean compared to causing pain, blood, and damage on your opponent?
Speaking of causing damage, as Gleidson came up from that takedown, he ate a big knee from Darren Smith, but looking to re-engage the clinch.
And that's one of the beautiful things about being very good at jiu-jitsu, is that you have that option right there where a lot of other guys, and Gleidson's opportunity after a failed shot, would have to force themselves back up to their feet, whereas Gleidson has the opportunity that he pulls on his back. And guess what? He's dangerous there. You don't see Darren Smith very eager to jump in on it.
Not at all. Gleidson, a leg lock expert as well, got some beautiful. He's actually got a finish by grapevining, just simply grapevining the legs in mount. Somebody tapped to that.
It puts a lot of pressure on the hip and knees, don't typically see finishes with it, but it could occur.
And look, here
he's rolling.
Yeah.
He's got that. If he gets the other ankle. Oh, he missed it. He was controlling the one leg of Darren Smith. But to really get a good leg lock, you have to control both legs. Even though there's one leg that you're actually inflicting the leverage and damage on, the other leg is what keeps the person immobile and unable to either A, kick away from you, or B, stand up.
But Darren Smith getting a little warning exactly how dangerous Gleidson PoneY is.
And he's also, too, his mouth is open right now, which it's okay to do when you're far away from punching range, but when you get in close, I've been there. You catch a punch when your mouth is open, you're not biting down on that mouthpiece, you're not eating steak for 8 weeks. It's instant vegan diet for you.
Soup for a month.
Soup for you.
So Gleidson PoneY finally gets it where he wants. Darren Smith came into his guard quite comfortably there. He's got to be very careful. That right arm of Smith already tied up there by PoneY.
He does. He has a great overhook over it. But now he has to push the other leg, and now it depends on what he wants to do. If he pushes and gets his knee through, he has omoplatas and triangle available to him. If he decides going elevated up, he can pivot his hips. If he can get out of this pocket right now that Darren Smith is putting him in, he can now start turning and causing arm bars on the arm. But the one thing is he has to move. Right now, the fact that Darren is standing perpendicular, or parallel, their spines, this is the advantage of the top guy. On the bottom, your goal, your job, one of the first, of multiple things besides arm control, head control of the posture, is making your spines perpendicular.
Yeah.
That's what opens up attacks from a bottom guy. But right now, the fact that if your spines are lined up, the top guy is an advantage.
Just 45 seconds as well now for Gleidson to try and work something, trying to use that dexterity.
Yeah, great flexibility there on the
that.
hip.
Might get that under the chin.
If he does, we can see a go-go play.
Oh,
triangle. All right.
This could be it. This is how dangerous Gleidson is. 28 seconds to work with.
Oh, and the fatigue of Darren is not allowing him to fight his head up.
What a finish this will be.
Oh, he's gonna. Oh, it's bad.
What a finish.
How much does Gleidson have to drive on that? His foot could be deeper. Oh, now he's in trouble. Oh, he let go of the head.
10 seconds left.
There for Darren Smith.
Oh, he's pulling on the head now. Just 5 seconds
left.
Just
don't tap for Darren Smith, even if you know.
Wow. That was the first time that Gleidson managed to get it into his guard. Locked up the triangle. But my goodness, what a comeback as well from Gleidson after that first round beating. But again, the composure and the understanding from Darren Smith saw him through.
He understood how to defend the triangle. Head up, and you saw that in the very first round when Gleidson jumped into the flying triangle and pulled him down. But there's the thing, that's the aspect of fighting. The ugly truth of it is that you can know what to do, but you have to be in shape to keep implementing it after minute, and you saw that. Darren Smith in the first round easily blew up the triangle, kept his head up. There in the third round, though, due to fatigue, his head was down. He was in much more danger here because he knew what to do. He was fighting hands, fighting his head up. But guess what? He just fought for 14 and a half minutes. He's tired. And this falling to the hip, he was in danger. One thing that kept him going, though, is when you hear that clamp, 10 seconds left, as a fighter, look, just don't tap. Even if I go to sleep, they're going to have to argue whether I'll just sleep before or after the bell rang.
Well, what a fantastic finish to that fight. The first round had fireworks, the second round very even, and that third round, it's going to be very difficult to see how the judges score this, but it will go to the judges.
Great triangle defense.
Darren Smith nodding his head at us there. That's the second fight. That's the second fight in the books now here at ACB 72. Let us know who you think took it. Hashtag ACB72 on Twitter at ACB_league. Instagram at ACB_MMA and Facebook ACBurkut. Get involved. Let us know what you think of the fights. Let us know who you think is going to take the main event. Yoni Sherbatov versus Zach Makovsky. But let's find out what the judges put. Where the judges put this one. Let's hand it back to Mr. Cyrus Fees.
And ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. They scored the following: 29-28, 28-27, and 29-28, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Hollywood, Darren Smith Jr.
So there we go, Darren Smith takes that